I lost my $250,000 per month dropshipping business. In this video, I'll be going through the trials and tribulations, how it happened, and explaining just everything I learned from it. Before I get into that though, I want to read this tweet from KT Hustle. It basically reads, "It makes sense why many people fall off after making their first bag. Luck is a real thing. So is being in the right place at the right time, causing people to think that they are actually skilled in business when that might not be the case." After it says, putting some money away, staying humble, consistent learning, and being grateful that you are in good health and keep running the business is the key to reaching the next level when others start crashing out. Now let's get into that. I have a few notes that I wrote down just to help me guide me through this, because there's a lot of different pieces on why this business fell apart. The first thing is that this was the first time I've ever scaled a business at that point. This was back in 2022. I scaled my dropshipping business from doing 60K a month. Basically, honestly, for the beginning of the year, I was doing 20K a month to it doing 150K a month, basically peaking out at that point. And the reason why we're able to do that is because at that time, TikTok ads were very, very peak. TikTok ads were killing it at that time. The product was a giftable product, so it's Q4, it's December, giftable season. TikTok ads are peak. The offer was amazing. It was a BOGO offer. Like, everything was just at the right place at the right time, and I was able to scale up to that point, allowing me to be able to profit over $75,000 plus in profit in the month of December alone. And throughout that whole process, I was able to make 6 figures for that year in net profit. Now, that's great. You're probably wondering, okay, that's amazing and all. What is kind of the reason why I fell apart? Well, one of the reasons why I fell apart is because it was a supplier issue. There's an issue with the product. The product was a good product. Like, at low scale, we were able to fulfill this product, no issues. People were loving the product. But at scale, and this is something that you don't necessarily get talked about enough in e-com, you don't necessarily understand until you go through it, is we started having issues where, one, the supplier wasn't fulfilling the product correctly, so that means they weren't shipping out the product at all. They're giving us fake tracking, so we thought the shit was being shipped. Negligence on my part. I wasn't going out and checking if the tracking numbers were correct, if they're actually being delivered and shit. I just saw the tracking numbers and bet we're good. Shit was becoming defected, and that caused us to lose over $30,000 in refunds, whatever, chargebacks and all that shit, payments on hold, a bunch of fucking issues. But the crazy thing about shit like this is that you won't necessarily see the issues until like a month or two later. So December was cool. We ended the month again at $250,000. Good month, great month. I thought, okay, January we're going to be able to have similar scale but a bit lower. But I was very, very wrong. Very, very, very wrong. The reason why I was wrong is because we had, like I just said, these issues, and it caused us to be in a situation where we had to, one, turn off our ads, because one, our ads wasn't performing well anymore because it wasn't, you know, a giftable season, to my surprise, my dumb ass. Two, we had these issues, so we couldn't even fulfill our shit correctly anymore because we had an issue with our supplier. Our shit was backlogged because we had issues with our supplier. So we had to turn off ads. We had to make sure that everybody that had issues prior, we were helping them, but there's so many fucking customers that had issues that we had to go back and just focus on that rather than trying to scale the business in a situation where I'm with my VAs, sleepless nights, in the emails with them. There's hundreds of emails, people saying, what the fuck? And this could have been even worse. We could have literally got a refund of over $250,000 or whatever we did in that time spent in Q4. But thank the Lord there wasn't that many issues. There's only like that small segment of orders, and we're able to, you know, stop. A lot of people wanted the product, so we're able to, you know, give them a product at just refunding some of their purchase price, what they paid. Some people were okay with getting a reshipment, so we're able to finesse a situation where we're able to still not refund all our profits. But imagine if we were in a situation where we weren't able to negotiate that with these customers. We would have been having to come out of pocket $250,000 cash that is revenue that you might not necessarily even have at the time, and we would have been absolutely screwed. Now, in this situation, and I'm just looking at my notes because yeah, like, we're in a situation where, like I just said, we lost all our momentum, we lost our business, and then from there on, the next 6 months, when we were able to recover the shit, And honestly, things like that when that happens, it's not even a situation where you need like a month or two to heal. This is like some shit where you need like a good year at times to heal and be able to get out of the situation that you're in. So the whole year, that year, first of all, the 6 months, first 6 months, I was just not depressed, but I wasn't even able to lock in through because I was trying to fix this issue. When I fixed this issue, 6 months after down the line, I'm like, okay, bet, let's run it up. Let's launch back the ads. TikTok ads weren't even performing anymore. Winning ads were performing that well anymore. And at that time, I didn't realize that I didn't know how the fuck to make ads. In Q4, we were scaling the same 3 ads just by doing variations. But then you realize you don't know how to fucking make ads, right? You don't know how to fucking make ads. Your product is a seasonal product. And you lost momentum. And the main platform you're driving all your sales from isn't even performing how it's supposed to. So you're in a situation where you're like, fuck, what do I do? So I tried TikTok ads for a little bit. It didn't do that well, so I had to pivot to Meta. Now, I did Meta in the past, but I didn't necessarily do Meta anymore that much. So I had to go back and actually essentially relearn Meta ads because I didn't do Meta ads at scale. I didn't know how to scale it, so that was a learning curve on that part. So for that whole year until like Q4, we were just in a learning phase, trying to learn how to make better creatives because, again, I didn't really know how to make creatives at the time. It was really just me just putting shit together, throwing it apart, just spamming shit until it worked. And now I have to understand how to make good hooks, the good frameworks and shit. I have to relearn Meta ads because, again, I didn't really touch that in the period where we were scaling to $250,000 a month. And I was also in a situation where it's like, I'm not understanding that the product that I'm selling is a seasonal product, and this is only really going to scale hard like this in Q4. And that puts you in a situation where it's like, you think that, in my mind, in December, I'm thinking that I'm that guy. I understand how to run a business. This is like a repeatable thing. While it is a repeatable thing, it's not something that I necessarily did in a repeatable manner. So it causes you to let the shit go over your head. You get in a situation where you think you know business, but you don't really know business because you're one issue away from wiping yourself out. And if you can't get yourself out in that situation, then you're actually fucked. You're fucked and shit. So in that situation, I realized, analyzing and upon reflecting upon this, you realize that a part of the success in this honestly was luck. I'm not going to be ignorant to the fact that a lot of the piece, I was at the right time at the right place, right product, right timing, everything aligned. The only thing that I had going for myself is that we essentially create our own luck. The only reason why I was able to do this is because I was working consistently for a year and a half, 2 years, consistently working on this dropshipping shit, learning different things, and the opportunity arises itself, and I was prepared to take, up the opportunity, but I was still lacking some things. So that's why I'm saying that this is a situation where I was lucky. Now, thank the Lord for me, I was in a situation where I blew all the profits that I made the past couple of years in e-com. So it's like, okay, have issues, we're fucked, but it's not that deep because we have cash to kind of sustain ourselves and kind of to test and, get ourselves out of this rut and regroup and, get back into the groove of things. And that's what leads me to kind of where I am today right now. Kind of relearning everything, making sure that I have everything that I need for success in dropshipping kind of written down onto a Figma board. So that's why the last year and a half really has been me just restudying everything I need, from how to find a product properly, how to make creatives, how to make a good landing page, to every step of the dropshipping process. I'm relearning it in depth, putting it onto a doc. I bought some courses, well, not really, honestly. I bought one course, and that shit was honestly pretty good. I bought that shit. I watch YouTube videos, my own knowledge, people in the space I talk to and shit. I just use a lot of different ways to gain information and just really put this whole process on a doc, so I'm never in a position where I'm scaling and I don't know what the fuck to do. And if I don't know what to do, I know who to contact, or I know who to pay. I know what to do, and I understand that I need to constantly keep learning, because I was in a situation where I was not really learning anymore, honestly. I was just working, but I wasn't learning new shit. These days, every week, I'm learning something new and I'm implementing something new. Yesterday, I fucking built a listicle. I've never built a listicle in my life, but I went out, got the information, and learned how to build that shit. And that's kind of where I am today. And that's why I built this channel, just to document my story from, you know, falling off, I guess, to scaling to however amount of money we're able to scale to by the end of the year. Look, I'm trying to be able to scale to $1 million a month. If we get back to $250,000, $300,000 a month, that's going to be a win, because again, I realized that what I was doing wasn't necessarily a repeatable process. While we were able to consistently generate revenue when I'm launching other stores, the success wasn't as instant, or not instant, but the success wasn't there as I previously thought it would be when I thought, you know, I knew all of business. So that's why, again, I have the 2 stores right now that I'm running. The first brand is basically, it has a bunch of people on the email list, so we're able to run at a low scale and make profits with it. The second store is going to really be me showing you guys, documenting that shit, how we're going to take this shit from zero, brand new brand, zero revenue, to it doing 6 figures, 7 figures a month. And that's just where my head's at right now. Like, really, I just want to show you guys that in this business stuff, like, you're going to see success. Some of your success at the end of the day, some of it is luck, you being at the right time, and just, again, creating your own luck in a sense. And that's where I was at. And you need to be able to understand that, okay, now let me make this a repeatable process. Let me make this something that I can always do, and don't get in a position where you fall off, because you don't want to fall off. You don't want to be that guy that's a one-hit wonder. And that's, for a long time, that's kind of how I felt and who I was thinking I was becoming. Like, I understood how to do, you know, different aspects of dropshipping and shit like that, but it starts being, okay, can I do this at a higher scale? And this new store is putting me to the test and seeing if this is some shit I can actually do. Can I do it? And right now we're seeing some progress with a product that we're testing. It's not at this point that we need it to be yet, but I have no doubt in my mind, with everything that I've learned thus far this year, previously, and all the fails, the wins and shit, I know we're going to get something to work that's able to scale us to 10K, 20, 30K days. So that's where my head's at. I just want to make this video to tell you guys that if you guys are in a situation where you started to make your first huge amount of money, stay humble, like the tweet says. Like, that's also an advice that I would say. Save a lot of your money, invest your money, you know, like, I'm not like, no financial advice, like ETFs and shit, or just straight up save the cash. Don't blow your money. Like, you can buy a car and shit like that, but don't increase your living expenses too high. Like, that's something that I'm glad I didn't do at all. I didn't go out and buy like crazy penthouse. I did buy a car, the car I'm in right now, but the payment is very minuscule. Like, everything about it is very minuscule in comparison to any money that I've ever made in my, like, even when in the down period, it didn't necessarily affect me, and I had a bunch of cash honestly saved up, so it wasn't that deep. But you never want to be in a situation where one issue, one situation like that completely wipes you out, because as an entrepreneur, we're in a situation where honestly our money isn't guaranteed. Yeah, we can make a lot of fucking money, but we can also lose a lot of money very, very quickly, and that's the truth. So understand, one, some of this shit might be luck. Save your money, stay humble, just continuously just work on your craft and learn every single day. And yeah, that's kind of what I have for this video. I just want to like make a quick story time on this, because I saw this tweet and that's something that really resonated with me, because again, for the longest time I was like, damn, why the fuck am I not able to redo this? Why the fuck am I not back at $250,000 runs? And you have to realize that, well, for me specifically, the product I was selling, the skills that I had weren't something that could be able to get me to the point that I wanted to get to, and I had to learn different things. What gets you to one point sometimes isn't what's going to get you to the next point. What gets you to your first 10K a month, or the product that gets you to your first 10K a month, might not be the one that gets you to your first 100K, $1 million a month. And you have to be able to understand that and be able to pivot, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, and that's why we're on this channel. So if you got value from this video, you enjoy this video, you know, follow my journey. I'm literally documenting, like I said, the whole process of me rebuilding my shit, getting back up to high scale with my businesses. Right now we are doing currently anywhere from 40 to 50 to 60K a month where our dropshipping business is. Not anything too crazy. Again, we should be doing a higher scale, but yeah, we're building up, we're scaling up, we're just growing, we're learning, and we're looking to get to that point where we can again do $1 million runs, do what we need to do, and just keep scaling up. So yeah, it's about to be the end of the video. It's your boy Dwitch. Appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.